Now that you have a sense for what an AI or NLP bot works, how it works, what it looks like, let's take a look at its, well, we could say grandparent, which are rules-based chatbots. Rules-based chatbots are actually a new incarnation of a concept that we did fairly often back in the 1980s called expert systems. They were based on the same kind of a concept. The problem we ran into back then, of course, was the technology constraints that we were dealing with at the time. And so they never got really widespread. They really came of age when we started talking about chatbots as opposed to being systems or that were very much mainframe oriented. Rules-based chatbot is basically a lot simpler than an AI bot from the perspective that you cannot do nearly as much with them. It will not interpret the English language or any other language for that matter very well. As long as it is designed based upon a flow where every answer leads people closer to the choice that they need to make, it's probably going to work well. It's actually extremely good as a solution if you are trying to deal with a problem that has a predefined outcome. Flow-based design, which means really that the conversation is going to go from one step to the other, starting off with an initial welcome screen and ultimately coming up with an answer or a resolution based upon your information. These are considerably cheaper to develop than an AI bot. You do not need the masses of data that you would have needed with an AI bot. And there are many platforms that you can develop a rule-based bot on: ManyChat, ChatFuel, Botsify, and the one that we're going to be showing you in this particular course is a tool called LandBot, which in our opinion is the most flexible, most powerful rules-based tool that is currently out there. Let's talk a little bit about some of the advantages of a rules-based chatbot. They are definitely not as flexible as the AI bots. We can't even claim that, but that actually is an advantage in one way because the user or the visitor has better guidance with a rules-based bot. They don't have as much freedom. They don't have as much opportunity to mess up as they do with an AI bot, as we demonstrated earlier. Basically, they are, however, a lot less expensive to develop than an AI bot. They don't need all of the big data and all of the things behind it. Usually, with very little training, you can develop a rules-based bot and put it up on a website and it can work just fine. They integrate easily with legacy systems, so if you're trying to capture information that you're going to be interacting with a downstream system or a back-end system, getting transactions to paid, things like that, they are pretty easy to implement with a rules-based system. They can all interact seamlessly with a human agent. We're going to show you later on in the demo that the bot that you're going to be seeing in action will allow you to, at points in time when it is appropriate, to request that you just pass this off to a human. And talking to a human, that option is something that pretty much is an out for every bot. Rules-based bots are going to capture some information first and then hand it off to the human being. They're accountable because they are predictable. They cannot wander into areas where the language could trip them up, like we witnessed with the bot demo that I did earlier. They can contain interactive media, they can contain videos, they can contain emojis, all kinds of things, so they're not stuck with just plain text. It doesn't have to be just text. There's a lot of advantages to you doing a rules-based chatbot, and we'll compare the two once we've had a chance to take a look at what does a rules-based chatbot look like.